Okay, we're playing some Tron now, with the London Mulligan in effect. Tron is a deck that seems like it's going to really benefit from the London Mulligan, because Tron and actually Mulligan's quite low to look for the Tron pieces, but can also win off a low number of cards. So we've got a deck that wants to be mulliganing, essentially. That's playing with a rule that makes mulliganing less painful. So it seems really powerful. I'm going to see how it plays out for us in practice. This is as good a start as any. Let's ship this one back. We only have the one Tron piece. Can like kinda get there potentially, but we need to cross our fingers a lot. I just don't think it's worth the risk. Hey, London Mulligan. Imagine if this was the 7th card. This is the card that's on top of the deck, right? If this is a 6-card hand, we're like, well, we only have 2 Tron pieces. Instead, let's put this power plant back. If this was a 6, you'd probably mulligan, exactly. This is great. This is already just the best. Ah. I'm so happy. I've never been so happy to mulligan in my life. Sebastian Pozzo. I don't remember what they play. Assume some sort of blue-white shenanigans, or maybe a Phoenix deck or something. Let's hope this Ballista does something. Against Island, I'm not the most optimistic about that. We shall see though. Ooh, Phoenix time. Blue-white time, so it is a blue-white control deck. We do have the turn 3 Tron, but we don't really have a good payoff for it in hand. Walking Ballista is not as best against blue-white. At least, if Walking Ballista gets parved, we get a green source for the Ancient Stirrings. This is a never mulligan stream, so I don't think see how this rule affects your play. Excellent point, Og. Just life's gonna continue like it was before, you know? Just continuing to not mulligan. Ooh, main phase path. I could do that, Sora. I kinda like having Tron in play, if I'm being honest. Okay, so they're gonna path in my turn to stop me doing shenanigans. I guess I stare at the board state for a minute before deciding what to do. I don't really want to miss out on the damage if I brick on the Stirrings. But I'd also like them to tap low for a path anyway. I'm just going to attack. Worry about everything else post-combat, give them less info. Condemn. Jeez. Alright. Nice full art version of a card not everyone knows the text to. Alright. Get to cast my Chromatic Sphere, and then we get to look for a Karn. I guess we can't actually cast a Karn this turn unless we draw a Tron land, but anyway. So many Sylvan Scryings. I almost want to just go find a green source. Find like a Horizon Canopy so I can start casting this garbage. Yeah, I agree, Shops. I agree. Find Horizon Canopy. Oh. I think I did that to keep a threat in my deck, but maybe that's incorrect. I guess it's not a very good threat, right? At least not pre-board. It gets pretty good post-board. Alright, so now we get to fire off the Stirrings. To look for a threat for next turn, because I kind of want to do this now, because then if I draw a Tron land, I can maybe cast an Ulamog. Awesome. Glad to hear that, Johnny. Makes me feel good about my decision. Wurmcoil Engine is so bad. It is a threat. It's not clear that it's better than a Chromatic Star. But like getting them to path me is pretty appealing. If I get the Chromatic Star, I get to fire off the Scrying to set up like an Ulamog top deck. I'm kind of into that. You just take the Wormy, just like make sure we have as many threats as possible. Yeah, it's true. I guess I'm just going to take the Wormy. I don't think it's terribly exciting, but then next time we get to go Scrying plus Worm, Scrying gets to set up like either Ulamog or find a Sanctum or something. And they do have to answer the Wurmcoil somehow. If they answer it with a path, I'm kind of okay with that. Ooh. Interesting. Right. Yeah, rip Logic Knot. It's pretty nice. How do I do this? I guess I get the land up my deck, then I crack the Relic. And then I can cast my Worm. With 0 floating. What does that do, Shops? You cast Relic with a Tron land, then cast Worm with 0 floating. I can't fight Logic Knot then, if that's what you're thinking. I think I just want to sack. I think I want to go Scrying Relic, sack Relic. You crack the Relic first. Getting the land up my deck so I can't draw it off the Relic is pretty appealing. This gives me more info if I just sack this, which is reasonable. I'm just going to do this. I want to get a tower at some point soon anyway, right? And then I can get Sanctum off the next one. Oh, that makes sense, Shops. That's fair. So first I can target them, then I can sack this. So that they can't Logic Knot me, and then I can get a Wormy in play. Now I don't need to sack the Relic. Oh, you're right. That was a mistake. Good point. Anyway, Drew and Ulamog doesn't matter. They need to go like land Vendilion Clique. Oh, that's fair, Matt Maxon. I wasn't really thinking of Mana Leak. It's like typically a one-of, or at most, or as Logic Knot sees a bit more play, but I guess I could probably have played around it. Okay, ended up working out. I've got this Ulamog in hand now. The new Mulligan rule is sweet so far. I've been enjoying it. I've been very much enjoying it. Right, can I find a Sanctum and still play around the gate? I believe I can. So even if they negate me, I still get to play the Ghost Quarter. So yeah, the new Mulligan rule, I've been saying this a bunch, but essentially it just gives you more decisions, which is nice, and it makes mulliganing feel less punishing. It's just like much more interesting to choose a card to put back rather than choosing on a scry. Both like more interesting and more enjoyable. Let's get rid of these. Go get another. Set me up for next turn. Alright, I don't have my sideboard guide with me at the moment. It's on my laptop. So I'm kind of just going to be freestyling this and hoping it works out. Also, my old list, my sideboard was completely different. Probably also changes things quite a bit. Alright, so we definitely want... So this stuff is like a lock. And then everything, these are like, Uggin's pretty bad, honestly. These are like potentials, depending on how many slots it looks like we have. See you, Sora. Have a nice day. So Oblivion Stone is quite bad. Wurmcoil was quite bad. So definitely going to cut some of that stuff. Ugin is also not great. I actually really like Ballista postboard. It's a bit tougher for them to deal with when they're boarding out a bunch of their removal. I could just cut all the Oblivion Stones. I do like having a small number of extractions. Extracting their Field of Ruins is actually really powerful. Weirdly. You can fight over like snap counter spells to get them on key turns. Nature's Claim is for Stony Silence. Stony Silence is a problematic magic card. It just like also instantly hits Search and Desphere, so like it doesn't go dead that often. But being able to hit those cards is quite important. I think I'm just going to take out all the O-Stones. I used to keep one in. I don't know the exact number I want. I don't think it's a terribly good card in general, but... And I'm tempted to just cut the Ugins for Surgicals. Because I got like the third Ulamog as a big payoff. Ugin is just so bad against Negate, and isn't, even if it resolves, you give them like a bit of time to deal with him. Compared to Karn, which is like a bit more immediate in its impact. This is good. What do I think about green-black mid-range? I think the deck is probably not very good, sadly, as much as I want it to be. It's the exact sort of deck I enjoy a lot, but I suspect it's just not very good. Just like, you look at the win percentages from recent events, and it's just like, even the events where it's putting up results, it's just has like really bad win percentages overall. Heh, it's a good one. London Mulligan sucks, just keep 7. London Mull has felt good so far with Tron Zombie, but we're only 1 game in. But we mulled to 7. We mulled to 6 last game. And the 6 we kept, if the rightmost card had been on top of our deck, we'd have probably had to mull to 5. And instead we got to keep, which is like clearly absurd. Just getting to keep our 6 card hand because of the extra info. You'd probably just not activate the map. Kinda tempted not to. I might go get Horizon Canopy. I don't know yet. Never mind. Decision made. Yeah. Guess I just untap her. Whichever one they target. If they target the mine, I get to go get an extra copy. Right, they are targeting the mine, so I get to go find a backup mine. And I get to fire off this Ancient Stirrings, which is pretty nice. I have the Surgical, so if they have a Surgical, we can fight over it. Which is like one of the many uses of Surgical in the matchup. Why I like having a couple copies. Alright, because this is in the bin, there's some motivation to just play this one, but that does run into another Field of Ruin pretty badly. Whereas Urza's Tower technically plays around it a bit better. I almost panicked Malamet. Urza's Tower technically plays around Field of Ruin a bit better because we'll have more like physical copies of the card left on our deck. Yeah, I might just Surgical Field of Ruin. Play my Urza's Mine, then Surgical the field. It's pretty appealing. I think it's pretty hard for them to win without Field of Ruins in their deck. I'm just going to do it now, rather than like let them draw one and then negate the Surgical in their turn. Like the chance they draw one for turn is just pretty low. I don't think it's worth the risk of it backfiring on us somehow. Skill game. Wow, they even had the counterspell. Delightful. The hand's pretty good. To be fair, the new Mulligan rule is feeling great. I am a big fan. They have 3 surgical extractions in their deck. 2 ceremonious rejection. They are prepared. They do not have any sweepers, which is of note. 2 spell piercers. They do not have any enchantments for our Nature's Claims. So I guess we board out the Nature's Claims. It's been feeling pretty good with Tron. It's not terribly surprising though. It's a bit too early to say whether it's going to be, you know, oppressive or whatever. I only have 1 negate. It's interesting. Alright. Fire off the Ancient Stirrings. See what we can find. Ooh, another tower. Does that change things? Or do I just want to change take a star? Because tower means... Oh no, I can cast Ulamog turn 5 anyway, so I just want to take a trinket, right? So I get to go... Yeah, it doesn't change anything. You are correct. Because we can cast turn 5 Ulamog regardless. Definitely just want to take the star then. They play the plains. Reiterate Dead, Nature's Claim. I kind of just want to like cast a Thragtusk and not care if it gets countered. Since the Karn is much better at punishing them. They get to Cryptic bounce a land, that's so brutal. There's not really much I can do about that. Ooh. Interesting. Alright, I'm gonna cast the Fraggy and see what they do. Why not just pass? That's a good question. I guess they kind of forced a Cryptic bounce land anyway. The other option is I just cast Scrying and pass. I don't really care if it gets countered. If it does get countered, the Fraggy resolves. Yeah, if they counter this, I can play Fraggy. If they don't counter this, I can just pass the turn and force them to Cryptic bounce anyway. Get a counterspell out of my opponent's hand. I agree, it seems pretty good. It's pretty awkward. If they bounce the mine and they draw a surgical, they can get us. There's not a lot I can do about that, sadly. London Mulligan has been sweet so far. I've been enjoying it. Alright, please don't draw surgical. Opponent. Yeah, I've already played a land for turn. And really need to dodge Surgical this turn. It's very scary. Obviously if they go to Fairy, they get to Logic Knot Karn, but they can't Logic Knot Thragtusk. So... Alright, so their hand is Teferi, Logic Knot, and 2 mystery cards. Yeah, they can't Logic Knot, they couldn't Logic Knot Karn either, that's very true. This looked pretty good so far, Paul. Early days, only 2 games in, but... Oh, that's fair on the wind. That's fair. I could see that being pretty relevant. Kind of a tough spot. Let me put another light on. It's quite dark in here. I need to get like actual lighting for the stream at some point. So the room's at like an okay lighting for me, but I'm aware it show up like pretty dark on camera. Don't you dare surgical me. Thank you. Right. I believe I'm just casting Thragtusk. So you know they have a Logic Knot. They can Logic Knot for 1, 2, 3, 4. So they can counter the Thragtusk then. Which is not ideal, but it does get the Logic Knot out of the way. Ties up their mana a bit. Eats like their graveyard, gets the Cryptic out the yard. Yeah, this is going to eat that whole yard, right? Yep. So that's actually fine. It gets the Cryptic out of there. It gets the Knot out of their hand. Which means they can't now go to Fairy with Logic Knot back up. Obviously now we have the Mine in play, which makes Surgical a lot less scary. We know they have Vendilion Cliques. So I guess there's some motivation for not cracking this, but depending on what I draw into, I might just want to like fire off a Stirrings or something. I don't know. Ooh. Dece. Oh, can become a Horizon Canopy. Alright, they get to resolve to Fairy, but then we get to Ulamog, hit Colonnade to Fairy. Oh my god, Prometheus. That's a heckin' lot. Yeah, I just need to get this Teferi out of here real heckin' quickly. There's an argument for just conning them. It does run into mana leak if we'd want to Sanctum, but we don't have to Sanctum because we got the Ulamog to trigger it. So we get to play around mana leak. Because like the more time I give them, the more time they have to draw into an answer for Karn. Is the problem. Hey there, Sheva now. Just Karn him, get him. Oh my gosh.
Just stopping by while I'm waking up. You're so great.
Ah! Steph, thank you. Thank you for the 2-month resub. Can we get some love in chat for Steph, please? Steph is amazing. Oh my gosh. Thank you so much for the continued support. It means a ton to me. And also, I'm really, really excited to see you next month. I think I'm just gonna Ulamog here. I don't know if it's correct. I'm really scared of Teferi. It forces my opponent to have like a path. Ah! Oh my gosh. Seeing all the love in chat makes me so happy. Y'all are great. You think it's more likely they have negate over leak? They didn't have many negates in their list. But no, I'm not really worried about the Ulamog getting mana leaked so much. I'm more just worried about them drawing into answers for Karn when like they might not already have those answers in hand. Ulamog is usually game ending. Ulamog is quite potent. So I'm reliably informed. Alright. I guess this time we just have to Karn him. Hey there, Amy. It's great to see you. Just hope that Karn works out. How much mana do I have? I have 9, 10, 11, 12. So we can't... do you think blue-white is supposed to main deck a Disallow for this matchup? Probably not. Disallow is not a very good card. I could see a world in which, like... could play Nimble... I've seen Nimble Obstructionist in lists before. Just jam, no fair. Yeah, I'm just figuring out, if there's anything I can, like, play around by leading on Relic or something silly. Lots of them are playing an Absorb. I've seen that. Which is kind of wild to me. But yes, Burn was like pretty popular for a moment there. Alright, go find an Ulamog. Ulamog's so hungry. Rude. Alright. Fire off the Relic. Eat their yard. Also means that if they draw a Surgical, it doesn't get us. But I think I just want to get rid of their yard before they can draw into like a Snapcaster. Activate on me first, just to remove something. Yeah, that's probably a fair shout. Right, Scrying, find Horizon Canopy. Could also get Ghost Quarter, because they have a Colonnade in play. I guess I can get Ghost Quarter next turn. Or I can use this to... Oh, you want to back up mine? I don't know. I think this is fine. I'll remove the mine. Yes, they can't Surgical in response on all the mines. Alright. I guess I'm going to get Ghost Quarter this turn. And then next turn I can get the Horizon Canopy. Because I'm not sacking Horizon Canopy next turn anyway. Because I'm going to be playing an Ulamog instead. If Colonnade Matters were already dead, right? I don't think that's true. If you play a Karn and like have something to minus on other than the Colonnade, like say a Teferi, then the Colonnade matters in that situation, even though it's not actually like killing you. Just because you want to protect your Karn. How does the Mulligan rule feel? It's been really sweet so far. I've been enjoying it. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I guess I could have gone and got a tower to play around like mana leak. Anyway, this is fine. Cast my Ulamog, target to Ferry, Colonnade. Is it as busted as people were afraid it would be? It's very early days. It's hard to know. I also think if it is busted, it's not going to be in a deck like Tron or Dredge. It's probably going to be in something relatively new. Oh my gosh, this is brutal. They get the Teferi back. Teferi is so hard to deal with. Alright, so I can use my Scrying now? Yeah, I agree, Chevanel. It's like very early days. Give it a bit longer and we'll know. We haven't seen any Dredge yet. This is very true. I'm surprised we've not seen any Dredge yet today. Feels like Dredge is due to show up at some point. That's how the Magic community handles everything, though, Og. Oh my gosh. Hey! No! No! Oh! Tilt. God damn it. Can I draw a ballista? Can we have a ballista one time? Just like a ballista. Basically a ballista. Hey, what do you know? Ask and you shall receive, chat. You just have to ask really politely. Might be a ballista. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I can kill both. Which is probably what I want to do. Let's just like leave the Mendelian clique alive for a turn. Force them to use an answer on this. That sounds way better. It sounds like absurdly better. I don't really care about the free one. Yeah, I agree, Squirmit. There's no need to kill clique. Just get Teferi off board. Boop. 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 Sega. Opponent trying their best against the triple Ulamog draw, indeed. Teferi is a hell of a Magic card. Walking Ballista though, also pretty strong. Reliably informed. Oh, we have got to London Mulligan. It's been nice. Ooh. Potent. Oh, yeah, we want to shuffle in the Ulamog at some point. That's true. It's very true. Good point. So we have 4. Cool. I guess I want to play this. Casting this. Just like keep jamming into counterspells until something resolves. At this point I feel like there's enough dead draws on the bottom of our deck that I almost don't want to reshuffle. Don't know. That's being ridiculous. Alright. Put a counter on my Ballista. So I can kill that clique at some point. How are we 13 minutes behind on... What? They actually have the Condemn in their deck? I forgot about that. This is still fine. Now I get Shuffle in a Ballista too, which is nice. We don't have Sanctum in our deck anymore. We used it earlier. we were doing better on time. Then I started playing Tron, where I obsess over the micro decisions way more than like anyone for some absurd reason. Actually, this is kind of nice. This Life from the Loam action. Look at all these cyclists. This is great. This is just swell. Alright, say go. Oh, I should have quartered, yeah. That's a good point, Og. I didn't think of that. It probably wouldn't matter too much. They have lots of basics in their deck, but... Loam plus Sanctum. Yeah, we exiled the Sanctum earlier to a Relic. Otherwise, that'd be pretty busted. Uh-huh. There you go. Don't actually want to Loam back Canopy here. Then I just mill a bunch of threats from my deck. Potentially. We went 3 and 2 with, in fact, Ivan. actually pretty nice. Ooh, are they gonna bounce in Urza's mine? They don't get to surgical at all. Oh, they bounce their Snapcaster to draw a card. That's adorable. We're going to lose to clicking cancel on Loam's replacement check. Yeah, this is only game 2. So, that's a thing. Alright. Cast my Chromatic Sphere. Draw an Ulamog. Actually gonna die to this life from the Loam. I can feel it coming. This is my future now. My deck is all threats. I actually really like Tron deal. This is one of my favorite decks to play, which is kind of embarrassing. I know it's like the tiniest bit derpy, but I also really enjoy it. I also just like love bad green-white creature decks of all varieties. Though I never got on with like Kiki Chord. Kiki Chord is kind of whatever. Most other bad white green-white creature decks I've really enjoyed. Wow, they are getting their beatdowns on. Autumn just loves getting them, and Tron gets them. It sure does. Does this happen to me in paper as well? It does not. Doesn't really happen to me online very much either. Alright. Right on time. Post snappy. That is aggressive. Alright. I guess they don't want me to draw Ulamog, right? Kind of makes sense. Cut me off the triggered abilities. Green-white taxes when? Someone wanted to donate for that at some point. Hey. Hey there, friend. I'm just gonna get rid of these, buy myself a ton of time. They're gonna go Cryptic Counter Bounce. Strong. New Mulligan rule is live. It's heckin' nice. It's kind of tempting to scoop pretty soon, so I have time for game 3. They've not played this match terribly responsibly. If I'm being completely honest. In terms of like using my time in a reasonable fashion. Yeah, this is game 2 Dokomoy, just like the norm, you know, from my streams. It's not in paper. The only event it's going to be in paper for currently is the London MC, although they might be adding it elsewhere afterwards, depending on how that goes. Alright, well, we know they have a Snapcaster in hand, so I have to wait till I have 2 threats. That's fair beef sandwich. I'm going to try casting these. If they don't resolve, I will probably scoop. So I know the first one gets counted. Oh, they get to go Snap Cryptic. And bounce the Snapcaster, actually. Yeah, so... Have I ever altered Karn? I have actually never altered Karn. People normally scoop by that point. Alright, well, apparently my hunt has 0 targets for Nature's Claim. So let's bring the Surgical back in. And bring a couple Ugins back in. here, life from the Loam feels really medium. Do we need some beaters? Uggin's kind of a beater. One bolt at a time. Cut Loam, that thing kills you. Convincing. We did see paths. Opponent has like 5 pieces of spot removal. So maybe at that point Wurmcoil will start to become more reasonable. I could see that being the case. Seems pretty bad. It's like actually fine. I don't know. It's like really hard to mull against their deck because they're just gonna field ruin you off Tron first time round anyway. This hand is like way worse than our 7 though. Our 7 could like search up a bunch of Tron pieces. This one cannot do that. Poker Dweebs, thank you for the resub. That means a lot to me. Thank you. Thank you for the continued support. Ugh. How does this hand ever win a game? I mean, 4-card hands are just so bad against blue-white. Because they just always field of ruin you on free. I guess this can win games though. In fact. So we're putting back this. We're putting back this. Probably just putting back these. And then we just hope to find a Karn. Hope that they don't have a counterspell somehow. Find power plant. Rip. That was kind of rude. I hope opponent realizes how rude that was. I should play around the second spell pierce, I guess. I didn't want them knowing that I could activate this turn until it resolved, but obviously playing around spell pierce is just better. Alright. So there you go. They did have a thing. Having a thing is quite strong. I was like almost tempted to keep the 7. Just because the 7 was like grinded pretty well, even if it was fairly slow. I think people do typically mull too aggressively with Tron. But I'm just going to crack this now. It lets them activate the field, but whatever. We're going to need like another search effect to beat them anyway. I'd rather just make sure I keep hitting my land drops. Modo? What are you doing, Modo? This is the perfect timing for Modo to get upset. What benefit? I think Burn probably benefits the least. Burn, Black-Green X, Blue-White. Decks like that, Mulligan gain very little. Modo is accelerating the timeout. I don't know why it's getting so upset all of a sudden. We'll return to our regular programming in just a moment. Oh my gosh. Awesome. On a positive note, I believe we were probably losing that game on the multi-4. against like post-board blue-white, where every single card they have like just 1-for-1s with a thing. Interesting. Hopefully the stream's still running fine, by the way. I think Windows is getting a bit upset more than anything. It did crash. Couldn't cope with the London Mall. Hey there, Heather. Great to see you. Regardless of whether the London Mall is broken for modern, it is apparently broken for Modo, is what we've learnt today. To everyone asking whether the London Mulligan is going to break something, we just got the answer. On a positive note, Modo crashing mid-game and then proceeding to install an update probably means I can claim reimbursement, right? Because currently, I just have to check that there's nothing. Alright, I think this is safe. Cool. Currently, this is the screen. That's what it should mean. Awesome. Silver lining, etc. Modo did actually crash, and then proceeded to install updates. So many icons. Yeah, I need to clean it up a bit. It's a bit messy. A little bit messy. That is Brisker Circuit, yes. That's accurate. I'm like 1,000 pages in at the moment. Very, very slowly reading my way through Homestuck. I mainly just read it on flights and stuff, but it's actually pretty good reading for flights. You have 2 icons on your desktop. When I clean up my desktop, I'll be down to like 20. At the moment, it's at like 50. Good thing it didn't crash 1 minute and 6 seconds later. Indeed. Oh my gosh. Normally I clean up the screen once it gets to the point where you literally can't find an icon in it because there are so many. I've started trying to clean it up more often than that to make it usable. You have 168 Gs. Come on, Modo. I want to get into like at least one more match before I have to head off and write my article. I'm enjoying Troning some people. You use start menu, quick icons, or win search. But cluttered desktops. They're like the literal dream. They're not the literal dream. Can confirm. Writing is fun. I mean, I literally have to hand an article in this evening. Handing in articles means I get to keep playing card games. So, you know, some motivation to do this. Also, if I don't write my article, how will y'all find out about the many uses of Saheeli? Saheeli is sweet. On that note, on Friday, we're publishing an article on StarCityGames.com about Saheeli. Saheeli is a treat. It's like one of the most exciting planeswalkers to me. New Saheeli, lassie. New Saheeli. Also known as Psy copies 5 through 8. Among other things. Honestly, there are like many uses to her, but getting to have standard decks that start with like 4 Psy, 4 Saheeli is really exciting to me. Just like kinda nonsense. Healy, oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. I've not heard that one before. That's a really good name. Healy is perfect. I know Cass has been calling her Young Cyromancer. Which is delightful. Young Pyro in standard that doesn't die to creature removal can obviously be like attacked down, but it's like a bit awkward to attack her down when she's shipping out all these 1/1s onto the field. So it's pretty exciting. Foresight Healy, 4 Mox, X Artifacts, 2 Joyro, 3 Clash of Clans. Oh, Young Rhyromancer. No, you're right. That's what Cass landed on. Young Rhyromancer. I guess Psy Master Fopterist is Young Cyromancer. But like, Psy's pretty old. So I don't know. Old Cyromancer? You're medium interested in Eternal format applications. I intend to try and talk about those applications. Oh, thank you, Shovel Mage. I'm glad you like them. I don't often paint my nails, but got the urge to today. I think they look kind of decent. Joyer is so done with Psy. Thank you, Lassie. Moto is taking a while. Damn. Come on, Moto. Wake up. I want a Tron. I'm probably gonna give it like 5 more minutes. And then if it doesn't figure out what it wants to do with itself, I might head off. I'm kind of enjoying chilling for the time being. Ooh. Do we have a life? How long do you think Jerry T will test Psy trying? Oh my gosh. Sahili. Aww, thank you, Or. I really appreciate that. That means a lot. Ooh, we have life. We have life. This is great. Do I think expansion X2 Rao combo will be standard playable? Also, I'm apparently dropping a bunch of frames right now. Sorry about the frames that are being dropped. I don't know what's causing it. I don't know if that was from the download of the update, maybe. So apparently they are aware of the combo, which is really interesting paper suiting. Play Design has said they were aware of the combo being present in standard, which is like really fascinating, right? That they allowed it to be printed. It probably means it isn't broken, at least. But could mean that it's playable. Like maybe an intentional thing that they let exist. Yeah, they've said on Twitter they're aware that it exists. Or they were when they were testing. It's really cool. I can't remember who said it. It might have been Donald Smith. Maybe. Not 100%. Somewhere out there on the Twitterverse. Someone said it. Wait, what? What is this? Sorry, I'm just loading up Moto a sec. Okay, we did lose one too. That makes sense. Watch when it's the second combo summer. Please no second combo summer. Oh, was it Melissa DeTora that said that? It might have been Melissa, yeah. I'm not 100% who said it. It's probably easy enough to find there. There hasn't been like much instant speed hardwalker removal. There's a bit lurking around. Yes, inject Helio. I will make a note to do that. I'll put that on my list of jobs for this evening. Because, you know, hypothetically possible I win that game. If my opponent has 5 lands in hand. What is the combo exactly? Someone else can explain it better than I can. Because All I know is that it's a thing that can be done. I can't remember the exact details of it. But I'm sure someone in chat will know exactly how it works. That's not terribly impressive. Kinda want to keep it almost. Relic is randomly good against a bunch of decks. Ballista is randomly good against a bunch of decks. We've got a bunch of redraws with the relics. Honestly, I think this might be better than a 5. What do we think, chat? I'd probably put a relic on the bottom, so I'd still have a relic I can cycle to dig. Can't cast any green spells, which is awkward. But having both of these just slows down a bunch of different decks in the format. This is a hand I would 100% keep without the new Mulligan rule. It's possible that with the new Mulligan rule this is no longer good enough. But I'm going to keep it anyway and see how it goes. I think it's fine. In the dark. Hardened Scales. This matchup's scary, but we do have the Oblivion Stone, which is the most important card. We also are extremely lucky, almost egregiously lucky, if we're being honest. Almost egregiously. What is it like? Ah! They keep coming. Just the luckiest. We really are the luckiest, aren't we? Just the luckiest. I don't actually know the answer to that, Luke. Hopefully someone does. Oh, just share it is the answer? Ooh, Steel Overseer. Interesting. So I get to go Ballista on 2, kill Overseer, keep Ballista in play, get Oblivion Stone down. They can Welding Jar to save the Ballista, I guess, then. I could also just Ballista on 3, guaranteed to get the Overseer out of the table. Kinda like that. Feel like it's gonna take them a lot of resources to grind through this Ballista.
Joining and getting rid of sub-adversaries.
Ah! Thank you, everyone. Y'all are great. Faith Rogue, Luke.
This is like 2 weeks old, but I get annoyed at the prop hub.
Thank you to both of you for the resubs. I really, really appreciate the continued support. It means a ton to me. Emma Hug. Emma Hug is a good hug. Can confirm. Or actually might win game 1 against Hardened Scales. Normally you like lose game 1 and then have to scrap through the post-board games with Nature's Claims in your deck. Aww. Thank you so much, Chimera. It's so kind of you to say. I'm really, really happy that I'm able to have that sort of impact. It's really important. I wonder what they're going to cast here. A Ballista? Hangerback Walker? Hangerback Walker would be annoying. Metallic Mimic. That one's less annoying. Oh, thanks, Chimera. These overalls are great. I haven't actually worn them very much until today, but I'm enjoying wearing them. You love using heck as a word? Heck is just like the heckin' best word. If we're being honest. Alright, well, got this Mimic out of play. I guess there's no rush to kill the Mimic. I can untap first. Yeah, I prefer answering that stuff on the question on the Discord Injectilio. What do I do here? Just like play tower, play Wormy. Can level up the Ballista. And save my O-Stone for later. Kinda like that. So I even get an attack for free this way. If I sequence things correctly. Why not play the Worm last turn? I wanted to kill the Overseer. Overseer is pretty scary to let them untap with. With the Ink Moth in play especially. Whereas now, like, we have a bit of breathing room to resolve the Wurmcoil, because they don't have anything too scary in play. Just let them untap here. I guess we're probably going to end up killing the Mimic regardless, but... yeah, it's pretty annoying, especially with the Ink Moth that they can dump some counters onto. Right, I want to kill this before this is in play. I guess, kinda. It's not, like, obvious that I care that much, but I might as well. I assume Injectilio just means, like, questions about queer-related stuff. Oh god, that is a Ravager. We can't kill the Ink Moth currently, though. It's actually kind of fine. But honestly, it's kind of fine. No worries, Og. Let's just sack this. Let's see what we draw. Chromatic Sphere. So we have 12 mana. Kinda want to get the second Wurmcoil down. And then, like, put a counter on the Ballista. So that means I get to cycle a Sphere. Hey there, Nana. Good to see you. Also just level up this Ballista a ton. Make sure we don't randomly die to stuff whilst this Wurmcoil hits them. I'm just gonna play the Sphere and sack it. Ooh, Fraggy. That is not a terribly impactful card right now. Right. I guess I could cast it now whilst it's castable. I'd rather just have a Wurmcoil in play. They get to block and sack the Ravager. That is fine. So we have to, like, chew through those creatures somehow. Or they can just take 6. Also fine. Now they have to chump every turn for the rest of the game. After next turn they have to start, like, double chumping. We've also got the Ballista, right? So the Ballista means they might have to double chump next turn. Because the Ballista can burn them out if they take 2 hits. Their board looks a bit scary. Yeah, it has the potential to explode with the Ravager and the Scales. But the Ballista is a bit helpful there. The Ballista can try and kill this Ink Moth. If things look scary. I'm going to level this up now. I don't think it really affects anything when I do this, but... What? I strongly approve of puns. Stop sharing such vile disinformation, Phil. O-Stone Smash. I guess we get lots of free freeze. I don't know. I'm pretty happy with how things are going. But I might get the O-Stone in play at least. Let's swing with some Wormies. Oh, they get to sack a bunch of things to Ravagers. To potentially kill Wormies. I was meant to play the O-Stone pre-combat. Though we do have the Walking Ballista that can clean up Ravagers quite nicely, at least. So I think this is fine. That is how I understand it, or it would explain why Cass makes so many puns in my direction. Alright, so they put some counters on the Ravager. Strong. Now they're going to put some more counters on. Oh. Ha, oh, because the modular eats this anyway. Okay. I can still ping this once to try and take it out. Oh no, the Death Touch is going to take it out. Okay. This is still fine. I still kill the Ravager. Cast does send puns in all directions, this is true. Welding Jar. Interesting. Alright. Still chewed through a creature and a Welding Jar. This now has no damage marked on it, but that's fine. We can put 3 counters on this, and then any worm token is lethal next turn. Or I can just get the Thragtusk down as another beta, and still get 2 counters on this. I don't really know how they win this game, other than us making a mistake. So the Ballista just keeps the Ink Moth so in check. And they're obviously not winning with damage through all these Wurmcoils and Thragtusks and such. Oh my god, Ore. Ah. This is definitely a game we could lose post-board when there are Nature's Claims in my opponent's deck. But no, they kind of had to grind through the Wurmcoils, right? They can't just sit there taking a million every turn. I don't know. This is just a bit rough for them in general, Injectilio. Okay, so we get to bring in this stuff, which is particularly nice. Take out the Thragtusk, take out the Ugins. Wish we had more Walking Ballistas this matchup. Oh, the relics suck. And then you need to cut 1 more card. So the bad cards are... Could cut a land. Could cut a Sylvan Scrying. Honestly, Wurmcoil's kind of fine if you can keep the Ink Moth in check. Like, the Wurmcoils were decent that game, right? I feel like Wurmcoil is something you want access to. I think I'm going to cut a land. Ghost Quarter is really good. So I have a forest or canopy. Probably a forest then. Let's try this. Maybe we don't want a canopy, I don't know. Maybe if we hit Tron and we cast a few threats, we're in like a good position anyway. We just don't need canopy. Well, this hand is nice. Get a natural Tron, have a Stirrings to dig for a good threat. Obviously they could have Damping Sphere. But even if they have Damping Sphere, we can like cycle our way towards some interaction. Alright, I'm just going to get down a Trinket. So I can fire off the Stirrings next turn. Ooh, Metallic Mimic. Well, it's not the scariest. The draw has not looked particularly terrifying so far. Obviously, like, they still have one card left in hand. Alright, so I can fire off the stirrings. See what payoffs I can find. Ooh, Oblivion Stone. Karn is quite decent here too, but I think I just want an Oblivion Stone. I know, I do also want to exile the Hanger back, right? At some point. Memnite Ballista, format broken. Broken in half. This is tough. Exiling Hangerback is like so much nicer than cracking the Oblivion Stone, but obviously the Oblivion Stone's just like heckin' great. Can they turn free us if their last card is Ravager? I hope not. That'd be quite rude. How has the London felt so far? It's been nice. I've liked it so far. I'm going to take the Oblivion Stone. I don't know if this is correct or not. It gives them like a bunch of Thopters, but the Lifelinker kind of helps with that. So I don't think the Thopters are too scary. Sack Ravager onto the Ballista. Yeah. I guess we can die this turn. You are correct. They'd get 3 counters, so it's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 on the Ravager, makes 10 on the Ballista, deals 20. Ooh, another Walking Ballista. Throne of what? We've encountered a problem, chat. I guess we get a Wurmcoil and play. It's like not even that much of a problem. It's amusing though. Play my power plant. Sacrifice my Chromatic Sphere. Cast my Worm. And I think I cast the map, because then I can just map for a tower next turn for the Oblivion Stone. Do I even want to go get a tower? I kind of want to get something different, right? If I'm not getting tower, then I don't get to map plus play stone plus activate in the same turn. So I might just wait on the map. I think it's more likely I want Horizon Canopy or Sanctum than Tower. There are like draws I can hit that punish me, but this is good. I really need to get some nicer lighting. So kind of frustrating from the perspective of the lighting is actually 100% fine for just sitting in my room in the evenings. And I'm aware that once it gets to this sort of time, it's like a bit dim on the camera. So whatever I block, they can like do shenanigans with Throne of Geth, right? I kind of want to block the Hanger back on that basis. What happens then? They can sack Hanger back. Proliferate onto these 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. That does not work. We die. Cool. So if I block a Ballista, they can sack the Ballista. They don't have to sack the Ballista though. They still get to just shoot me. Am I just dead? Did I just die on turn 4 with a Wurmcoil in play? Yeah, I think we're dead no matter what. If I block a Ballista, they sack a Citadel, Proliferate, shoot me for 3 down to 10. I don't have a Wurmcoil blocking, and I take lethal damage just in combat. If I block Hangerback Walker, they sack Hangerback Walker. They deal 6, 7, 8 in combat, and then have 6 burn. Yep. It's pretty heckin' impressive. Jeez. We're just dead on board that entire time, and didn't have anything we could do about it. I guess I should make them do it, but I imagine my opponent is smart enough to figure this one out. Yeet. Point taken. Alright, we're on the play now. Makes a huge difference. There's a world of difference between Wurmcoil on the play and draw, though their draw is like not that impressive that game. We still kinda got slaughtered. Well, I know this is not a good 7. However, post board they typically have like 3 to 4 damping spheres. So planning around Tron is like not guaranteed. We do have 3 terminates. Significantly slows them down. Might still just be a mulligan anyway. Now I can mulligan to 7. That's a generous description. But just like terminating all their things is kind of a game plan. I've had plenty of games where you need to just like terminate their things and crack O-Stone on 5. Like, this is a hand you would never keep when they don't have a pile of damping spheres in their deck. Damping sphere just means you're playing without Tron half the time anyway. Whatever. I think this is good. I actually want to... I guess I still just want to lead on Forest. If they played a Hardened Scales turn 1, I would probably kill it. Ooh, Welding Jar. Cool, Welding Jar means we can't kill a Damping Sphere anyway, so I'm just going to get that Scales off the table. Then we're just going to hit our land drops. Be fine. Maybe I'm not meant to take Forest out. That was probably a mistake. If like one of the cards I'm scared of is Damping Sphere, taking Forest out is pretty loose. Oh yeah, there was a helicopter outside for a sec. It's kind of wild. Seems to have disappeared. Just London things. Alright, in comes the Fop to Reno. Comes the Mimic. I kind of want to terminate the Mimic. I guess I could take a draw for Walking Ballista. So I'm not like in any rush. But if I draw Expedition Map, I guess if I draw Expedition Map, I don't want to crack it anyway. Quite yet. Alright, whatever. Oh boy, that's a good one. Means I don't get to hold open Contortion. And obviously just runs into a Nature's Claim. I kind of just want to contort the Mimic. And wait on the O-Stone. It's like we don't even know we're going to have the 5th land next turn anyway. If we do, we get to go like O Stone, Hold Open Contortion, which is pretty good. I think killing this Mimic is worth it. That is, in fact, not a construct. Interesting. Makes the welding jar really good. Jeez. I think this is kind of fine. It is in fact a beast. Somehow, someway, Arcbound Ravager is a beast. Kill the Ravager with the stuff on the stack. Yeah, I'm kind of unsure what we're meant to do here. They still have 3 cards in hand. I don't want to spew my removal too much. But it's really annoying, the Pendelhaven. It means we can taunt the Ravager, they Pendelhaven it, and then sack just one thing, and they get to save it. And that forces us to use a second Contortion up, and then they get to dump counters on like the Mimic. That's really awkward. Pendelhaven's really impressive here. I'm just gonna kill the Mimic. Let this resolve. Then just try and hold up open Contortion for quite a while, so they can't Ravager onto anything easily. Hopefully we draw a land next turn. It'd be very good. Let us go O Stone, hold open Contortion. I'm not sure. It doesn't look like a beast. If I'm being completely honest with you. Give me a land. It's like the worst. Can I just resolve the O-Stone here? Then I don't have Contortion up for shenanigans. I think I want to do this. If they Haven for damage, would I have Contortion the Ravager? In that case, probably. That's kind of tempting. No Ballista, please. I mean, the Ballista already gets you if they have a combat step with it, typically. Which they might do. We need to draw a land, like, really desperately for this O-Stone. Gosh, we're in, like, a lot of trouble. It's not a land. Obviously I can kill the Ballista with the Spatial Contortion. Maybe I meant to do that before stirring so I don't give them info. You do choose the order they go on the bottom. Yep, that is correct. What happens if No, do I just not get to Contortion here? Good night, lassie. Sleep well. Thank you for hanging out. Maybe I just don't get to cast Contortion. It's like a world in which I'm dead to both Inkmoth plus Ballista. Or, like, depending on which... Like, if I attempt to kill Ballista, they can sack 2 things, make it a 5/5. Pump it to 6/6. So they'd only put me to 4. But they could just make it a 5/5. And then have Welding Jar up. Then that, like, forces me to hit Tron piece. Alternatively, I hold open Contortion, they animate Nexus. I think I just have to pass the turn. It's kind of brutal. And hope to... So Urza's Tower is live. Is Expedition Map is also live. Okay. That lets me crack O-Stone plus have Contortion up. Which is what I care about. Sylvan Scrying also does that. So we have like 12 live draws. No worries, Injectilio. I'll have a look at some point this evening. Once I finish streaming. Put a little work into my article. So we have 12 live draws. Outside of those, like a Nature's Claim probably plays. Another Ravager is terrifying. It's not clear to me that they can't just kill me this turn for second Ravager. How's the Mulligan roll? It's been really nice. I've been enjoying it. I say as I proceed to never Mulligan anyway. It crashes MTGO, so not that well. I think that was just MTGO wanting to install the update, but fair point. Oh my gosh. I suspect that was what was up. Alright. You just didn't seem to mulligan. Strong strat. Not gonna lie. Yikes. So we don't actually get to target the Ballista yet. We do if they sack the second Ravager though. 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, they can't actually kill us this turn anyway. Alright. So I need to draw Scrying, Map, or Tower. I believe. Hey there, Cass. No, I don't think this is good enough. Right? I don't think this is good enough. Oh, maybe I had to Contortion end of turn. Maybe, but then they... Yeah, I have to Contortion the Ballista end of turn. Would that have been good enough? The Contortion Ballista... They either save the Ballista, but then O-Stone just doesn't do anything to the Welding Jaw. Yeah, so they just dump counters on this. They'd still be safe. But then we get to play Wurmcoil. Whereas currently Wurmcoil doesn't do enough. Right? Maybe I can play Wurmcoil? They can't Ink Moth me, can they? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So they can only 7. Oh yeah, this would tap whatever they regen, that's true. They still get to make a giant Ink Moth. But then we can draw a land for Karn. Yeah, it might just be upkeep Krakow Stone. Then they would sack Welding Jar, keep one of these in play, and probably make a giant Ink Moth. Start to be able to beat the Ballista, which is pretty tough. Alright, I think that's the plan. I think we're going to upkeep O-Stone. I don't see any reason to wait. Unless I'm missing something. This is going to be a tough game to win, but kind of in it, potentially. Just about, if you squint a little bit. Just squint a tiny bit. We're not in it. Accurate description. How's the mulling been going? It's been going okay, Alessia. In that we have not been doing it. Today we are testing out the London Mulligan by refusing to mulligan mediocre 7s. Actually a really tough position for them. Figuring out what to do here. Like, obviously they're ahead at the moment, but actually figuring out what they want to do is pretty tricky with Ballista, Ravager, etc. in play. Alright, they're going to save the Ballista. That seems good. Does mean this Wurmcoil brick walls the Ballista though. Which I'm pretty into. So they go 2, 3, 4. They can make this an 8-8, save it. Land makes it a 9-9, but doesn't kill us. The Wurmcoil gets the block. So they need like another Ravager. And then the Wurmcoil would get to swing and gain us life. Alternatively, we draw a land and we can Karn the Ballista, though they do get to kill the Karn. 7 mana tournament. I mean, yeah, and then we'd have a Wurmcoil active. I get to dump some counters on the Ballista. Oh my god, Cass. Jeez. Ah! What is that welding jar? That's nonsense. This Ghost Court is also kind of nonsense, if I'm being honest. Alright, chat, what's the line? They can exile the Ballista. And then they can either put me to 2 and kill me with another Ballista, potentially, or... Yeah, I could go Wurmcoil, have Ghost Quarter up for Igmoth. Ah, Cass! Ah. We only have 4 minutes, Cass. This is not the time to... Ah. Karn minus. Yeah, it's probably Karn minus. I guess they have the welding jar, right? So we play Wurmcoil, they get to regen it, but then we have another Death Toucher and we gain a bunch of life. Hey there, Matty. I'm not sure I want to play around the 3rd Ravager. So not sure that's a concern. I guess Karn's gonna have to do this at some point anyway, though. Like, even if the Wurmcoil stops this attacking, we have to just, like, Karn minus next turn, and then that leaves us dead to, like, Ballista for 1 off the top. Whereas this way, they need, like, land plus Ballista. But I guess this means we're taking more time before we actually start gaining life. So it's probably, like, kind of a wash in that regard. It's tough. It's very tough. Alright, no land plus Ballista, please. They didn't have a land last turn. So they need to have the Ballista in hand already and draw a land. Yeah, I guess it... Ooh, okay. Awesome. I'm into this. Deal. Deal. Now we get to land our Wormy into play. Would like to eat a card from your hand, please. Ooh, what's Huey's spoiler? I guess this is not the time for me to be worrying about spoilers, to be fair. 2.5 minutes on the clock. Alright, don't kill me. No Ballisterino. We took a Damping Sphere from their hand. Is that the Ballista, but they can't tap the Mox Opal? That would be adorable. I don't think it makes any difference in Jectilio. We're going to restart the game with Damping Sphere and play in 2 minutes on the clock. Oh, wow. Ballista for 1. Wow, they were 1 artifact short of killing us. That's absurd. That's so absurd. 1 artifact short. Beautiful. Beautiful. Just like Cass. Alright, that was great. Only got 2 matches in, but I'm enjoying it. Enjoying playing Tron again. I've missed exiling lands quite a bit. I'm gonna play some more of this over the next couple days, I imagine.